All right, so welcome back. Now that we're inside of the programming environment and in the middle of doing a tutorial, we can explore some of the different parts that we have going on here. So the way that people usually describe it is the 3 S's of Scratch. So we've got the scripts and the stage and the sprites. And so let's go through that. So over here we have our different scripts. And so the scripts are essentially the blocks of code that we can put together to make our sprites do something. So similar to what we had experienced already with block coding, we just put them together. They snap together nicely. And each of the different categories have different colors, so it makes it easy to follow along, and also easier to read as well. Here we have our stage, so that's where all of the magic happens. So in terms of your little sprites or your backdrops doing things, it all happens here. And then down here are the different sprites. So right now we just have a one sprite, our cat, but we can easily add more sprites through this different menu. And then next to it, sort of linked to the backdrops or linked to the stage are the backdrops. And so those backdrops are based on what we're going to see in the background behind our sprites. One thing that I forgot to mention is the code. We just drag it into this area here. And to make sure we know what we're coding or which sprite we're coding on, we can see this little cat up in the top corner, or the cat here is highlighted blue. So if I had another sprite, then it would be a different color blue. So if we wanted to go through a specific tutorial, for example, this one, if we just click on play,
you can use Scratch to animate a character and bring it to life.
And so here we can say, we can see how it does different things.
To get started, let's pick a background.
And so you can see how we've got it going through a particular demonstration of using it. And so the nice thing is, if you click on these arrows, it's going to go through the same different things. So adding a backdrop, so we can choose a particular backdrop. Lots of cool little backdrops back here. And if you know that you want something to do with outdoors, then we can click on that specifically. So I'm going to maybe do something at school. So Scratch is at school. And then Scratch is going to have a friend in there. So we can choose another sprite. Maybe we've got people or animals. He's going to go to school with an animal. Now, the neat thing is, if you just hover over these, you can see the different costumes. And so a costume is sort of helpful in that sense of animating. So it gives 2 different representations. So the hen has multiple costumes. The giraffe, you can see, has multiple costumes. But some other ones, for example, Ladybug 1, only has 1 costume associated with it. And that just means that if you wanted to create another costume, you would have to do that yourself. And we can go through that process if you want. So maybe we'll use the mouse here. So we've got Scratch the cat. So I can just click and drag, and we've got the mouse. And again, you can see up here, the mouse has no code, but Scratch the cat has some code associated with it. And so we can go through here and do each of the different things in terms of animating. We can also, and then the nice thing about it is after we've animated something, it will give sort of the a next step. So there's lots of tutorials that one can use to explore in here. And so what I'm going to do here is just do a small little demonstration on moving the cat and the mouse around in our next little video.